After Usher's Super Bowl 58 halftime performance, we're going to take a look back to see where he ranks in the last 30 years of Super Bowl halftime performances. Smasher, why don't you go ahead and get us started?
Yeah, first is the King of Pop, Michael Jackson in 1993, where he did, first of all, the big thing was when he shot out of the stage and stood there for 40 seconds while the crowd just kept applauding him. Um, Legend of Pop, great halftime show. I'm putting it in S tier.
I really don't think we have to debate this one this much. It's fucking Michael Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. We will be skipping the next two because I don't count them as proper halftime shows. One of them's a plug for Disney and one of them's an awful country. Um, but next real one is Diana Ross in 1996, where she got out of a helicopter to perform and then left the stadium in a helicopter and put on a hell of a show while she was there. I think there was a lot of good about it, but I think it lacked a lot of her best songs. I'd be putting it below B tier.
Below B tier, that's hard to do. Even if it did kind of lack some of her songs, it's the fucking helicopter is insane. And
It is pretty.
it also had a good amount of pyrotechnic special effects and the stadium card stunt being the fucking helicopter.
Right. Where would you have it?
B minimum, definitely not S, definitely not S, but either A or B.
Put it in B.
Fucking helicopter.
Next up, this is a pretty clear F tier. The Blues Brothers. This was a promotion for a movie. The only redeeming things were ZZ Top and James Brown, who didn't get that much time. It was awful. It was a plug for a movie, the Blues Brothers movie. Yeah,
I
nothing else to
love
say.
ZZ Top. How dare you?
They did not get much time. That's the problem. ZZ Top's sick, but
That's valid.
the Blues Brothers just kind of danced around the stage and sung really poorly. Next up is the Salute to Motown's 40th anniversary with Boyz II Men, Smokey Robinson, Martha Reeves, The Temptations, Queen Latifah, and a marching band.
Truly an
I thought
all-star
this was.
studded cast from front to
I
back.
thought it was. Yeah, it was a lot of people, but it wasn't very well made. Wasn't very well produced. I still think because of the star power, it's B tier.
I can get away with that.
So I think below Diana Ross, because that helicopter
Yeah,
was
there's no
sick,
helicopter in
but
this one.
it was still good. The next up was the celebration of soul, salsa, and swing. Gloria Estefan, Stevie Wonder, Big Bag Voodoo, Daddy Savion Glover. Um,
gotta be
I'm
gotta be real with you.
I'm
No
gonna
idea
go
who the
like
fuck Voodoo Daddy is, and I don't really know much Gloria Estefan, but Stevie Wonder.
I just think it was a bit again lackluster. It's cool that they did a celebration of obviously all these soul salsa and swing, very important, but I'd be going C tier. They didn't give Stevie Wonder enough time. He really should have gotten more.
How do you limit
Next one
Stevie?
is technically another Disney one, but I've put this one up a bit higher because of the star-studded cast. Phil Collins, Christina Aguilera, and Enrique Iglesias, and Tony Braxton. Um, a lot of people, but it's widely considered not the best Super Bowl,
I
mainly
mean,
because
look at the
Disney.
look at the combination, dog. I want to know who the hell played Christina Aguilera and Enrique Iglesias, and then said, you know who goes well with these two? Phil Collins.
Yeah, I'm going D tier. I love all three artists, but putting them together and producing it with Disney was just not good. If I remember correctly, there's a Mickey Mouse appearance in there as well. It's just weird. Next one was a different weird combo, which I think worked pretty well. The Kings of Rock and Pop, Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly. Um, a very weird combination, but
Damn, that might be the only
if
roster I've ever seen better than the 49ers roster.
I think the start of it, the skit that they did where they Aerosmith and NSYNC came together and made Aerosync, and then came out and just started going crazy out there. Britney Spears was really good when she sung. Um, Pretty sure she sung "Walk This Way." Nelly did the rap verse to it. I thought it was well put together. I would honestly go high B, low A.
I was gonna say A.
I'm gonna go low A. I think it was really well, random people, but really good. Next one was U2 in 2002, which was the tribute to the September 11 attacks. I think it was just so well done with the screen with all the victims' names on it, and the way that he pulled out the American flag from his jacket and all. I just think it was so inspiring to see, being the first major sporting event after 9/11, the first big final. I think S tier. It was just
No argument here.
it was just amazing. Next one, another weird combo. Shania Twain, No Doubt, and Sting. I mean, just chucked some names in a box and picked them out. I don't think it was very good. I'd be putting it in C tier.
No
Low
doubt.
C tier.
That's crazy. You told me Gwen Stefani got a Super Bowl halftime show?
Yep, and unfortunately, it just wasn't very well put together. No Doubt probably could have done the Super Bowl by themselves, but they brought in Sting and Shania Twain, and just got very messed up. Next, 2004. As you all know, the events that happened with Janet Jackson. It was a very star-studded cast. We had Janet Jackson, P. Diddy, Nelly coming back for his second Super Bowl, Kid Rock, Justin Timberlake, and Jessica Simpson. They brought out the stocks for this one, and even though it ended, well, poorly, I think it was a really good Super Bowl halftime show.
I think we need a new
I think it's one
category
of the better
for
ones.
what the fuck just happened for how this one ended.
Yeah, basically, but like, I would honestly put it high B, because I still think the start and Janet Jackson was amazing, P. Diddy was amazing, Nelly was amazing, Kid Rock's Bowita Bar, however you say that song,
But
amazing.
But did they beat the helicopter?
No, the helicopter was pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Helicopter was sick. Next up was, after that event that happened, they took it with possibly the safest option possible, Paul McCartney. And I mean, he did a good job. His music's not really suited for big Super Bowl events, but I think with what he was given, simply with just decent lighting and a piano, he went out there and did his job. I would go B tier.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, he's one of those people that his music isn't like set for
I don't think
a Super Bowl type crowd. Like seeing him in concert, yeah, it's great. Like you think
we were singing "Hey Jude," which is a great song, but it's not really a hype up Super Bowl song.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just
Like
kinda,
you look at the people that haven't performed the Super Bowl, and you hear all these people that are like, I can't believe that like Billy Joel or like people like him haven't performed it, and it's like, look at his
Well, yeah,
music,
they just-
dog. That's not his scene.
they went to go safe these next couple of years. They basically just took old people, and most of the time it didn't work, excluding sometimes where it did work. This is one of the next ones that actually did do pretty well. The Rolling Stones, quite old when they did this, but I mean, they still put on a hell of a show. Obviously, the tongue out lips logo that they had as the stadium that they were dancing on, I think they again did a very good job. I would put it just above. I'd put it in B tier still, and I'd probably slot it above, maybe below Janet Jackson, because their music is more made for a Super Bowl crowd. They really should have gotten. I mean, they should have been doing these sort of shows in the 90s, and that's when they should have done it.
Yeah.
But they eventually got the chance,
The
and they
amount
did an
of
alright
the
job.
amount of people that missed their windows in the 90s. Like some of the people
Like, yeah,
that
there's
like
a lot
some
of
of these
people.
next couple of years, actually the next 4 years, it's like, man, they really waited a little too long to bring all of you here.
Yeah. Well, the next one is, in my opinion, the greatest Super Bowl show of all time. Also, majority of people do think that way. Prince singing Purple Rain in the rain with his amazing guitar. Um, just amazing.
I
It was
mean,
just
it's Prince.
the rain, the him with the big tarp out, doing the guitar, projecting himself onto. It was just poetic. Amazing performance. The next one, 2008, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I like them, but it wasn't a great show. Again, not really Super Bowl music.
They've got a
It's
couple
more
of songs that
nice
are
chill rock.
they've got a couple songs that are Super Bowl music, but like I said, a couple, not enough to do a
Well,
consistently good halftime show.
out of the song, the songs they sung were quite good. American Girl, I Won't Back Down, Free Fall, and Run Down a Dream. They played their hits, but like they're not really. They didn't finish on a big, like, pumping you up for the Super Bowl. It was just, oh, that was a good show.
It's like, oh man, Tom Petty just performed. That's great.
I would be putting it top of C. I think it's good, but it's like, yeah, like it's just not really. Didn't hype you up for a Super Bowl. It was just like, okay, cool. That was a good performance. Next up, I know AJ has very strong opinions on this one. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band in 2009 in Tampa.
Look, a few years ago, I would have had much different opinions on this one. Being raised by two people from Jersey City, who, born and bred, Bruce Springsteen is king. However, I've always thought Homie was a one-hit wonder and overrated as hell.
Wow.
However, my opinions on that have changed over the last few years. Both actually, he's not as good as Billy Joel or Bon Jovi, but he's good.
I think the whole put down your chicken fingers and sing along, the whole he went crazy out there. I just think he could have played more of his hits. He played a couple newer songs. The only real good songs he played, the songs everyone knows, were Born to Run and Glory Days. Great songs, but like,
Hey, Glory Days is my favorite Springsteen song, though. Sorry,
man,
man.
he could have played some more. I would go A tier still, because it's Bruce fucking Springsteen. Like,
Yeah.
amazing atmosphere. But like, he definitely, I'm gonna put him below Aerosmith and NSYNC, because that one was just so cool. But he's still one of my favorite performances. Next up, we've got a bit of a disappointment. A very old The Who. No real pyrotechnics or anything.
This was one of the
Just kinda
ones when we were going through making this list. I saw it and I went, how in the hell did you get a halftime show in 2010? Like, 80-year-old The
when they did
Who.
it was just, they weren't really putting much passion into it, obviously, because they're so old. It didn't, and this was the last of the old people before the complaints got so big that they had to change it up and bring in new artists again. So I would be putting this in D tier, to be honest.
Yeah.
And no discredit to The Who. The Who's great, but like, the show was not.
Another band whose music is also not fucking halftime show. Like, yeah, great in concert,
Yeah, not really.
and then not great for
And
like,
also,
sports.
they kind of 5 songs. 3 of them were hits. The other 2 were kind of newer songs that not many people knew.
Do they have
I
more than
would
3
be
hits?
putting them. I would be putting them in. I still think they're above that disaster, but
Whatever the fuck happened there.
it's not great. Next up is, well, they went to the new guys and it was still a disappointment. The Black Eyed Peas with Usher's first appearance at a Super Bowl. and Slash. Um, the only thing I can really remember from this is them dancing in robot suits really poorly, and Fergie basically grinding on Slash while he was playing Sweet Child of Mine, and while Fergie was singing Sweet Child of Mine really poorly. Probably the worst rendition of an old song I've ever heard. I'd be putting this in F tier. It was just awful.
100% okay with that. Just looking at the fucking cast.
Still think the Blues Brothers are definitely worse. That was awful, but like, man, they just completely disappointed with that. The next one is another old, you would call an old artist getting a shot at the Super Bowl well after they should have, Madonna, but I think this one worked out well. I think it was a good halftime show, even though she should have done it much earlier. I still think she's got it, and she did pretty well. Especially bringing out LMFAO, Nicki Minaj, MIA, CeeLo Green, and Circus LA.
It's Madonna. How can you put her anything below A?
Like, she brought out a heap of newer artists that really did their job, and plus the controversy of MIA sticking up the middle finger in the middle of it that they all got upset about and had to censor.
Oh no.
I think Bruce Springsteen's better, but I would definitely be putting her in A. It was a really good performance.
Absolutely.
Next up, we've got Beyonce's first appearance with Destiny's Child in 2013. I think this was amazing. I'm a huge Beyonce fan, and bringing up Destiny's Child, doing the single ladies dance and all, it was just amazing. I don't actually think it's her best appearance at the Super Bowl, though.
I don't just know for that, by either one of them. So,
just for that, I would be putting her in high B. I think the smoke show and everything was amazing, but I think she's got a better appearance on this list, which is why I'm going to save it.
Okay.
Next up was Bruno Mars in 2014 with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. This was a weird one. Bruno Mars had a great show. Red Hot Chili Peppers, I also love. They did not mix that well together.
Well, yeah, also, two very different genres.
Well, there was also the controversy where the Red Hot Chili Peppers got pissed off because you're not actually supposed to play instruments live. So when people look back at the footage, all the instruments are unplugged, and you can see that, and they're acting like they're playing it live. But I think it was a great show still, and I would be inclined to put it in B tier, and I think that it was better than Paul McCartney.
If they played Californication, it's automatically B tier.
Well, they actually didn't.
Wait a minute.
The song that they played was Give It Away, which is also amazing. I love Give It Away.
Yeah, but it's not Californication.
And Bruno Mars played his hits. Billionaire, Locked Out of Heaven, Treasure, Runaway, Just the Way You Are. Sent it out great. In New Jersey. Billy Joel probably would have been better, but hey, well, we'll rest on that. Next up, we got Katy Perry in 2015. This one was not as known for Katy Perry's vocal performance, and more well known for first of all, Left Shark, but just the pyrotechnics and her riding in on a massive tiger. Like, it was ridiculous. Plus Lenny Kravitz and Missy Elliott showing up.
Katy Perry and one of the other people we have coming up soon are both people who are always well known for their fucking visuals as well as their vocals, because they
I think she did all right vocally, but it was just the pyrotechnics and everything around it was just so great. I would be putting this in high B.
Okay.
I think,
like, even if you didn't watch this one, just looking at the picture we have for it is insane.
I mean, yeah, she rides in on the line with smoke going everywhere. It was sick. Next up, we got, well, Coldplay, but it wasn't really Coldplay's show. It was celebrating Super Bowl 50, and it had Bruno Mars and Beyonce. Um,
Coldplay was
this
just
was
there.
Beyonce. This was Beyonce after she had just released her newest album, plus Bruno Mars after he had just released Uptown Funk, which meant really good. Plus the duet of Fix You at the end. And then I would go... And they did a whole tribute to all the Super Bowl halftime shows, like shown clips of them and everything.
That's pretty sick.
This is one of my personal favorites.
Is
I would
it is it
I would
S
go
tier cusp?
I would go S tier cusp, but I think I would settle A tier. But yeah, Coldplay. It wasn't Coldplay's show. It was Bruno Mars and Beyonce, and them two together were amazing. And also gave us the funny image of Bruno Mars standing next to Beyonce in high heels, and Bruno Mars being like a good foot shorter because he's our short king. Next up, we got Lady Gaga again, one that was known for more the crazy things she did during the performance rather than the vocals, which the vocals were still great, but I mean, she ziplined in, ziplined in from the top of the stadium. Like, that rivals the helicopter entrance. That was crazy.
The only thing that she could have done better was appearing in on a wrecking ball.
She could have done that. I would go. I think it's just above Katy Perry's, and I would argue A tier. I would argue it's above Katy Perry's and just enough to slip it in an A tier.
My dumbass is also confusing people. That's not Lady Gaga with the wrecking ball. That's Miley Cyrus. Alright, anyway.
Oh, that's Miley Cyrus, yeah.
Never mind.
Next up, this is another really bad one. Justin Timberlake. With no one
with
else.
A bunch of kids from Tennessee.
It was just Justin Timberlake. He did that stupid thing where he took a selfie with a kid, and then the kid had no clue who he was. It's really bad. He sung, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but his last song was Can't Stop the Feeling, which is one of my most hated songs of all time. I hate that song. He also tried to do pay homage to Prince, and it didn't come across well because it was the year after Prince died.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't like the performance. I thought he completely flopped. I'd be putting it
D.
Bottom of D.
Was that also the last one before
the
production value went through the fucking roof for the halftime show?
Oh yeah, these next couple is where things go really crazy. But this next one was very well produced, but man, this was after the Colin Kaepernick incident where everyone pulled out of the Super Bowl. Originally it was supposed to be Rihanna performing, but everyone just started to pull out, and of course, when everyone pulls out of something because it's controversial, we all know who's going to step in. Adam Levine and Maroon 5, who...
With Travis Scott and Big Boy.
And Travis Scott, I love Travis Scott, man, but he sung Sicko Mode with no auto-tune. They also joked about... it was hyped up that they were going to do Sweet Victory, and they just didn't. They did like a small intro of it and then just gave up on it.
Maroon 5 and Travis Scott on the same stage is a funny visual.
Also, I think Big Boy surprisingly was the best part of the performance, being the second half of Outcast. Riding in on a stretch limo and just completely tearing it up. I think this is... Also, I forgot about this, but Maroon 5 Adam Levine taking off his shirt, which no one asked for.
But nobody did it.
I would say F tier.
Even with Big Boy's limo?
Yes, F tier.
Okay.
It is bad. I would argue worse than the Black Eyed Peas. Like, it is just... No wonder. Like, I mean, they had to step in during the controversy and Well, that's why no one wanted to perform it, because no matter who performed, people were gonna automatically dislike it. Next up was the ass shaking bonanza, uh, Latina, South America,
At least they stuck to
Shakira,
like a
Shakira,
format on this
Jennifer
one.
Lopez, Bad Bunny, J Balvin. It was Latin. I remember this was one of the first ones. Being an Australian, obviously the Super Bowls are usually on during the day for me. I remember this Super Bowl purposely chucking a sickie, pulling a sick day off school to watch this one. Watch this whole Super Bowl, but even this halftime show.
Bro
And I
saw
remember it
Shakira
being
and Jennifer
really good.
Lopez and was like, man, school, what's
Oh,
that?
I gotta see this. Jennifer Lopez, after having, I think, 3 kids, pole dancing and still fucking tearing it up. Shit was amazing to watch. She was going crazy. Shakira was amazing. Bad Bunny and J Balvin were amazing. These were the first ones that started being produced by Jay-Z and Rock Nation, which is why everything starts going through the roof. I would argue B tier. I would put them just below Beyonce.
Wow.
Actually, oh man, now I'm really thinking.
I thought you were gonna go higher with that one. I fully you hyped it up so much. I fully thought you were putting that bitch in A.
I'm. You know what? Nah, top of B. It's a good show, but
Bias
could have
aside.
been better. Next up, we've got another one that I purposely pulled a sick day for because I love him. The Weekend. Obviously, this was the first show. It was a show that they had to do without the crowd, where they couldn't perform it in the middle of the stadium, which did affect it. We also got the meme of him with a really close-up camera going through the maze, the
She was
gold
awful to
maze.
watch.
It was really weird. But he did have a great vocal performance, including when he sung, um, "Earned It" at the end. It was amazing. I
I'm
think.
biased on this one as I hate anything. I hate the weekend on anything that he's not on with Ariana Grande.
Well, I am a massive The Weeknd fan, so
I
don't like.
I hated
Where
the
would where
visuals
would
on
you
it.
put it?
I hated the visuals on it a lot. Shit was kind of hard to watch, and every time I see clips of it, I just laugh.
Where would you put it?
C.
Because I was gonna put it B.
We can put it top of C.
Ooh, that's controversial. I'll go with it. Let's just say I was gonna have it higher, but I'll put it there. Next one was the rap melody that Dr. Dre produced. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, 50 Cent showed up, and Anderson .Paak showed up on the drums. This was the one I was the most hyped up for. This was the shit that I was. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of rap, especially in my younger years. Eminem, and Kendrick Lamar is the GOAT.
I
Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg throwing it back.
I,
Mary J. Blige.
I definitely got to go back and rewatch this one soon because this happened before I started listening to rap or hip hop or any of that. I was still pretty much rock only.
This was so a halftime show. I was just watching with my mouth open the whole night. I was just like, holy crap! Like to see all these legends on stage together, including just wow, 50 Cent dropping down from the ceiling. I mean, goddamn, and 50 Cent looking more like a dollar. He was massive. Um, I This might be personal bias, but I'd be putting this in A. I think it was
Even
just such a
without
great
listening to
performance.
rap or hip hop, I was still gonna say A. Now that I
It was so well
listen
made.
to rap and shit, I wouldn't even be mad if you put this in S. Like,
This would be close to S, to be honest, but I'm gonna put it just below. No,
I just
I
remember how
prefer to.
fucking hyped everybody was
It
for
was
this
just
shit.
people were ready for it, and then 50 Cent's surprise appearance, and Anderson .Paak on the drums, and Kendrick Lamar getting to perform with these legends and becoming a legend himself. It was just amazing. Our next one, we've got another one that's pretty new in our memories, Rihanna. Honestly, I love Rihanna. She's one of my favorite artists of all time. She's one of my mum's favorite artists ever. Um, but it was a little bit of a disappointment. No guest artists. The stage looked like a level of Super Smash. Like it was.
Yeah, her on the Smash stage, fucking
It
fantastic meme.
was. It really. Jay-Z could have shown up. I know NFL probably wouldn't have let Kanye show up, but
Man, I
there's a
wonder
few
why.
people that they definitely could have brought in, but I think it ended up, and not no knock on her, but I think her being pregnant definitely limited the amount of moves she was able to do on that stage. So I know Rihanna's a great dancer. She would have probably done more. God damn it.
Yeah,
Getting pregnant with Playboy Cardi's child.
how
Can't believe
dare
this.
she? The audacity.
Um, I would still put this in low B because it's Rihanna. I mean, Rihanna's Rihanna. I
Okay.
can't. I can't put her that low. She's still Rihanna.
The
I think it was
Smash
better than Paul McCartney.
the Smash stage was just
Better
so
than
funny.
better than Rolling Stones. I would put it just below Bruno Mars.
As long
Also, I'm making an executive decision, overruling you. We are dropping this one down to C. I don't care if it was Boyz II Men. It was not good.
okay.
Next one we've got this year's Usher.
With everybody.
Um,
The Usher's
with Alicia Keys,
the Usher
Jermaine
musical
Dupri.
universe.
Yeah, Alicia Keys, Jermaine Dupri, H.E.R., Will.I.am, Lil Jon, Ludacris. Just the production was insane. Getting up on roller skates was insane. Usher looked like the Blue Power Ranger. He took
Usher
his fucking shirt off.
musical universe.
He was sweating like crazy during the entire performance. Ludacris still has it. I was very impressed with his rapping. He's still got it.
Hey, Ludacris is him.
Alicia Keys, and I will say this: Alicia Keys was hot. Jesus, that outfit, and Usher was flirting with a married woman. But
Her husband is crying.
I think obviously recency bias does come into it, but I think it's A tier.
I agree. The only thing that Usher could have done better was to complete the Usher musical universe. If Pitbull came out, this would have been S automatically.
Oh, if Pitbull and Justin Bieber came out, it would have been insane. Which is why I think they should make Super Bowl halftime shows a little bit longer, to be honest, because I want to see more artists
I
come
agree.
out and do this sort of thing. But I would be putting it A tier. I think it was slightly better than Lady Gaga. I would put it below Madonna still, but I think it was a great show. Props to Usher for putting this on. Again, he probably is getting the show a little bit late, considering his peak was early 2000s and it probably ended in about 2012. But he finally got it and he put on a good show. So that's our tier list of the best halftime shows. Hopefully they NFL backs it up and brings in another good artist next year. AJ, any recommendations for an artist?
Oh God.
Who do you think they should bring in?
Anybody but Taylor Swift.
I think Taylor Swift's not going to do it. It's NFL fans that get too angry.
I think they would be a riot if Taylor Swift did it. However, I also think there would be a riot if the person I wanted to do did it. I would love a Sabrina Carpenter halftime show. I don't think the rest of the football fandom would agree.
Not a single person except AJ wants
Hey,
that.
give me Sabrina Carpenter, Ariana Grande, Tate McRae.
I mean, it depends. It depends what they're going for. If they throw it back again and go for an old band, I wouldn't mind seeing Metallica do a halftime show. They're long overdue. Something even Bon Jovi doing a halftime show. Like, they are very well overdue. And if they want to go back to an old artist, you do that. Otherwise, I mean,
Give me Depeche Mode.
hey, I mean, Jay-Z's still available. Bring Jay-Z and his musical universe on stage.
If
He's got enough connections in the industry. He can
Yeah.
bring on Beyonce, Rihanna,
you can bring on anybody,
fucking Kanye.
literally
Like,
anybody.
anyone you want on that stage, he would bring on. But yeah, that's our tier list of Super Bowl artists. Leave your recommendations in the comments of where you think who should be placed where, any memories you've got about these Super Bowl performances, and see you in another video.